Hi guys, it's Nurse Marcel coming back to you with another video. Please sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video if it's to your liking. I'm just coming back because I came upon a video on Instagram. And the video was basically a wife. She was videotaping her husband and she was asking him, who do you put first? Is it your mom, me, or our 3 daughters? And he went on to say, I put you first. And he went on and on about why he put her first and why she's first in his life and all this, etc., etc., etc. And I agreed with him. I went through the comments and I saw a whole bunch of females like, oh no, I don't put no man first. He's capping. Nobody comes. My kids come first. All this, my kids. And I hear you. I hear you guys. Your kids come first, right? Cool. We're going to go on the comes first theme, right? Your kids come first. You got 2 kids. They come first. Forget about a man. Men back burner, your kids come first. Now your kids grow up. They get 16, 17 years old. They start smelling themselves. And now they grown. Let's just say the mama is about 40. You still young. You still kicking it. Now you never been married. You raised your 2 kids. Now you out here scrambling, right? And this happens oftentimes than not, right? You out here scrambling. Now you with some dude who's 30. Mind you, you 40, and that's a whole nother thing in a whole nother video because I for myself, I cannot see myself dating somebody who's younger than me, especially 10 years younger than me. Like, that's just not happening, but it happens a lot of times. And now you are chasing some 30-year-old man. Your kid's 17, 19, whatever. You're chasing this 30-year-old man. He ain't gonna marry you. First of all, are you popping out another baby? You spent all that time raising your kid, and I'm not saying you shouldn't raise your kids. I'm not saying that your kids are not important to you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is mama has to have a life. Mama has to have a life too. And no, you do not put a boyfriend, right? And for guys too, you don't put a girlfriend first. They're not type priority because at the end of the day, that's not your wife. That's not a covering. That's just somebody who's there. Now, when a man wants to take the next steps because he wants to be with that woman forever, you understand what I'm saying? Then that's different. Then you can say, okay, this man comes first. This man is priority because this man and this woman is one now. Because I get a lot of females who say that. They say that, but I be looking like, what do you mean? A lot of these females don't have a man in a household from young. So when you have a guy in a household from young, and I'm talking about married situations, and I'm not talking about those situations where mother and father is married, daddy ain't doing shit, he's not an example. I'm talking about the real life examples. Comment below if you have been in a 2-parent household like myself and you've seen your father love up on your mother. You've witnessed your dad and your mom put each other first before they put y'all motherfuckers first. I mean, we're going to keep it funky. We're going to keep it funky tonight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not putting you guys, as in you guys and you and your siblings, or even you if you're the only child, not putting you on the back burner, but putting them first. That is also showing you how you should want a relationship, how you should want a man or a woman to treat you. And I'm saying a husband and a wife should put each other first, not girlfriend and boyfriend. Girlfriend and boyfriend comes and goes. It's like an open door, a revolving door. You come, you go, you come, you go. But when you being serious with somebody and you guys are in a covenant and you said your vows before God and now you are one, you do put each other first because that's who's going to be together in the end. Yes, divorce rates, you can say all that. You can say all that because at the end of the day, you can sit there and say boyfriend and girlfriend who have kids, y'all might not be together neither. You could say that too. So there's a whole bunch of different routes you can go. I'm talking about legit husband and wife, y'all have a family, y'all have a kid, and your wife, your husband comes first, become first priority. Not to say you're going to, like I said, going to put your kids on a back burner, meaning you're not going to pay no mind to your kids, or you're not going to listen to them, or you're not going to be there for them. It's just that your spouse is going to come first, whether it is with emotional needs, whether you have to go to them for, not for permission, but for validation, for them to understand that you matter, that your comfortability matters to me. How you feel matters to me. For instance, for me, I see it like, if I ever was to get married, I am going to put my husband first. My husband comes first. I'm going to make sure his well-being is mental, is straight. I want to make sure that he is okay, and that everything that he has in order. Like, I'm basically his backbone, and I want him to understand and know that. Yes, of course, my daughter's needs are very, very important to me. It's always going to be like that, even when she gets an adult. But what I will say is, she's going to have an example of how a man is supposed to treat a woman and how she's supposed to treat a man. Because it starts from the home. It starts from the home. How else are you going to learn? How is you going to learn? You're not going to learn it from social media. You're not going to learn it from these rappers and these videos with these women. You're not going to learn it. You're going to learn it from home. You're going to sit there and see your father, your stepfather, your stepmother, your mom treats your dad or treat your mom, and how they communicate, and how he's looking to her eyes, and how he adores her, how she adores him, how he talks to her. All of that goes into play about putting somebody first. So when women say that and they so quick to be like, oh no, my kids, you guys are the same women who be by yourself, who be alone. And now you're bitter because now you didn't chase all them guys away. When you explain yourself, you want to explain yourself thoroughly. You don't want to explain yourself half-assed, because people run from that. If you explain like, listen, you're not my husband. I'll be there for you. Yes, you can always come to me, but you're not my husband. You're not going to be top priority. Once we get there, then that's a different situation. But as of right now, I gotta focus on this, I gotta focus on that. But for women to just be off the rip, to be like that, then men look at it like, well, dag, even if I marry you, it's gonna be the same way. And their mindset is gonna be like, okay, so this is how she feel about me now. It's not even no explanation. It seems like it's just a one-shot deal. When in reality, is that how you feel? Maybe that is how some women feel. Some women really do feel like, even if it's a husband, my kid's gonna come first. And that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how it should be. Because if that's the case, then these kids really don't have nothing to look forward to as they grow up, as they get older. If that's the case, don't get me wrong. Take care of your responsibilities. Take care of your kids. Make sure they're okay. But you know what else you should do? If you're dealing with somebody and you want to take it there, and you want him to be your husband, and you want her to be your wife, then do what you have to do. Set that example. Make sure that you show your kids what love is supposed to be. Because evidently, that's where they're gonna learn it from. They're gonna learn it from you. They're gonna want to be able to say, oh, okay, that's how my dad feel about her. That's how my mom feel about him. All right, I want something like that. This is what I want. I learned love through you guys. Watching you guys, this is how I learned love. This is how I know how to love somebody else. Or at least a little bit of what I see or what I know. That's very, 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 very important. So I just stick by that. I feel like, yes, boyfriend and girlfriend, no, scratch that. You shouldn't put nobody first when you're just in a relationship with somebody, because at the end of the day, people come in your life, people go in your life. How many times you gonna put a man before your kids, right? If that's not your husband. women do that too. Women do that too. So it's all types of different scenarios that women do. And men do it too. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say men don't do it. Men do it. But like I said before, a man picks his wife. We gonna keep it a buck. Men pick their wife. Women can't just get up and say, well, I want to get married and I want to marry you. No. A man could do that. 9 times out of 10, a man could sit there and be like, I want to marry today or tomorrow. And I bet you the woman be like, you serious? You lying. No. It happens like that. A man chooses his wife. So my thing is, before you get rash about it, before you think like, you know, do you really put somebody before your kids? Or do you really, even parents, even with parents, even when it has to do with parents, your wife and your husband come first. Yes, your wife, and this is the thing for my fellas. Your wife is never going to put you in a compromising position. If she's a good woman, she's never going to put you in a compromising position, meaning that she's never going to sit there and make you choose or make you be in an awkward position, whether it's with your child or with your parents. She's always going to be understanding. She understands that she comes first in your eyes, but she also knows that you have other priorities. And the same thing goes for women and your husband. He knows that he's first, but he also knows that you have other stuff going on, that you have to share your love. But when it comes down to you two, and when it's something important that you guys have to do, or something that you guys have to really, really be, you know, attentive of, that's different. Then it's like, okay, no. It's so many examples that I can give. I can give an example where I read somewhere where a husband was like to his daughter. He said, well, I'm taking my wife, your mother, on a retreat, and we cannot make your basketball game. We can't make your basketball game this week. You'll be all right, chick. You be all right, shorty. This is his daughter. You be all right. But I'm taking my wife, who I love dearly. We gonna go on this marriage retreat. You gonna be all right at your basketball game, okay? Because you gonna have another one in a couple of weeks, and me and your mother gonna be right there. Like this, we doing this week. And the daughter was just like, oh, okay. Like, if that's the case, like, she had a little play attitude, but she understood the assignment. She understood that her father is putting her mom's first. And that's cute. Like, that's like, okay, that's showing a perfect example of how a man is supposed to treat you when he really loves you. Even with a woman, I'm just using a guy as an example, but it's vice versa. Like, even with a woman, like, when she love you, and we already know that women do this without being wives. And that's another problem too. Whole nother problem. It's a hot mess. Because women show they love a dude without even being a wife, without even having a commitment. It's just a hot mess. But for a man, because men don't really do stuff like that. Men, unless they really, really love you, they're not going to sit there and put you first, make you priority. They're going to sit there and do this and do that for you. But when a man really does, that shows that he's in love with this woman. And he wants this woman for himself. And that's his wife. And he's like, listen, we're going to come back at you later, kid. But right now, we're going to handle our business as husband and wife. And that's exactly the type of example you want to show for your kids. That's it. Point blank. You want to show that. Because right now in society, kids are all over the place. The world is all over the place. And we want to make sure we show our kids real love. Black love. Like, we want to make sure we get that in the universe. We want to make sure that our kids see that. It's very, very important. Very important. It's very important for a man, a young man, to know how to treat a black queen, and for a queen, a young woman, to know how to treat a black king, right? Like, we all want that. But it starts from the home. So it varies, and comment down below how you feel about it, what you think. about putting your significant other, and I mean a husband and a wife. I'm not talking about girlfriend and boyfriend. That's a hot mess. We don't want to do that, right? We don't want to put boyfriend and girlfriends first, because that means that there'll be a lot of firsts. You know, a lot of people that you put first before you, we don't want that. That's not what we want. We want husbands and wives to be put first. Priority. Even above parents. Above anything is husband and wife. You guys are a team. You guys are one. And you guys set the bar for your kids. This is Nurse Marcel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.